Okay, what's up everybody, it's Jonathan Dark here, and welcome to Final Fantasy VII. Now, I did try to do this earlier, but my mic was not on for any of it, so we're doing this again. So I wanted to do this stream because my opinion of Final Fantasy VII is not exactly one of the highest, I suppose. Like, I don't have the best, like I'm not thinking like Final Fantasy VII is the greatest game ever, but I'm also not saying that it's the worst. I am simply saying that Final Fantasy VII is an overrated game, per se. Like, it's not bad, but it's not particularly amazing, in my opinion. And I haven't played the game in a while, so I could even be lying to myself. So I'm doing this stream series to try and get through Final Fantasy VII to see if I really do think that the game is as overrated as it is. And what's interesting is I've heard people be like, well, oh my god, you don't play Final Fantasy, so you can't talk, blah, blah, blah. The first RPG I ever played was Final Fantasy V for the GBA. Right now, sitting on top of my PlayStation 2, which has 5 and 6. I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. I love almost every game in the series. They have some of the most amazing RPGs I've ever experienced. And while, again, I don't think Final Fantasy VII is a bad game necessarily, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's the second coming of RPG Jesus, you know? The hell? Oh, they show the icon, that's pretty cool. But as I grew up, I played more RPGs outside of my comfort zone. Like, around high school, I started playing the Shin Megami Tensei and Persona series, which are amazing games. Hello, viewer. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're ready for a very unpopular opinion of Final Fantasy VII. I also hope that you don't hate me, because I don't know. But, like I was saying, I found the Shin Megami Tensei and Persona games to be a little deeper and more challenging. Like, I felt like they were a little bit more substantial when compared to Final Fantasy VII. And I found something else that made me kind of sad is one of the biggest reasons why Persona 1 wasn't very popular back in the day on the PS1 is it came out a year before this game. Because if I remember correctly, this game came out in 97. And Revelations Persona, or Megami Ibn Roku Persona, came out in 96. Also a PlayStation 1 game. Also a pretty good RPG. The PSP version's better, but still. Revelations Persona was completely overshadowed by Final Fantasy VII. That's a damn crime. So I want to do this series to try and see if I truly dislike this game as much as I do. Again, not a bad game. Not at all. Final Fantasy VII is far from bad, but it's got some bad design choices. I also want to address that I'm playing this on the PlayStation 4. If the controller, like, popping up with all the buttons on it didn't, like, show you anything, or didn't prove anything. But, I don't know how long this would take me, because I don't remember how long Final Fantasy VII is. I do know that on the PS1, it was like a 3-disc game, and it was like 40-50 hours. Because, here's the thing, I don't know if I'm going to be doing everything in this playthroughs. One day I will platinum Final Fantasy VII because I've never fully completed the game, but I don't think this series will be that serious. Because I want to play through the game to see if I still dislike it, and if I dislike it, then we're not gonna try and fully complete it, because that'd be wasting my time. Like, why fully complete a game you severely dislike? That's just, you're wasting your time. Anyways, I will say the opening sequence, like this first mission, oh, Ziggy, get away from me. My cat's trying to knock the kid down. But, it does a decent job at, like, setting up, I suppose, like, the relationship attitudes of, like, Cloud and Barrett, especially. Because, fun fact, I think they're the only two that actually stick around out of this, like, opening party. I will say, also, as a kid, the big, like, thing that happens in this game, it did make me cry, because, I really... No, Ziggy! Stop! But, like, as a kid, the thing that happened made me cry, and if you know what thing I'm talking about, don't spoil it. Don't do that guy. But, when we get there... Hey, Ziggy! Get off my bag. I will... When we get to that point, oh, nope, we're good. My internet was dying for like 5 seconds. But, you'll know what I'm talking about. I just sincerely hope that, if you do know that you don't fuck this game, because I have not a lot of respect for this game's story, because it's a good story, but it's like, if you've played, like, RPGs before, it can get a little predictable and kind of boring at times, but, when it comes to big plot twists, especially in RPGs, my lips will be sealed when it comes to spoiling a game that isn't 20 years old. Like, 20 years old is my cutoff for an RPG spoiler. That's when I can decide, like, okay, maybe I'm a little bit okay with, like, spoiling something. Like, I will unabashedly tell you what happens in Persona 1, or, like, even, like, maybe, like, Final Fantasy 4. Maybe if I'm feeling like a dick. But, you know. Whatever. I have a guide pulled up right now, so we don't, like, get stuck or block, like, going through a game. So hopefully we won't. Because I haven't played this game in forever. Like, I haven't played through, like, I've played Final Fantasy VII recently, but I haven't, like, done a full-out, like, playthrough of it. Something I should also address is the length of these parts. Considering it's a JRPG, parts are going to get pretty beefy to like 1.5 to 2 hours, maybe longer than that. I mean, 2 hours is like the usual for my streams with me, but they might get even longer than that, especially like towards the end, or maybe if I'm like kind of feeling it. I'm not going to play it more, but something I will say, this game has an amazing battle theme. I love this theme song. It's so good. And like, look at these models. Look at these fucking character models in the battle. They look awesome. Why couldn't we get character models that look that good to the overall screens? I suppose they didn't know they were going to take them to the PlayStation very well, because I think they were developing the game for the N64 at first. So like, I think I can kind of understand, like, a little bit. But Final Fantasy VIII, and I know Final Fantasy VIII was a later game and blah blah blah, but like, that game looks so good. The backgrounds are beautiful and ooh. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I might be one of the few people on this earth who actually loves Final Fantasy VIII more than 7. Yeah, I know I'm an idiot and I don't deserve to play video games, but I love Final Fantasy VIII. It feels, I think for me, I think what I really love about it is with the magic drawing system, it's super tedious, yes. But the magic drawing helps mitigate grinding a little bit, as you can tie, in Final Fantasy VIII, you can tie like magic to stats, which sounds really fucking weird. If I ever stream Final Fantasy VIII, I'll be able to explain it more in depth. But you can tie magic to stats, and like the higher the amount of magic you seem to have on you for that spell, the higher the boost. And also there's like compatibility with certain stats. And let's say you take your weapon and you have some fire, or some fire like Faraga. You throw Faraga on your physical attack stat, and all of a sudden your weapon will now do typical fire damage. It's really freaking cool, and I like it more than the materia system in Final Fantasy VII, because while the materia system does offer a decent amount of customization, I don't think it goes as in-depth. And I suppose that's fine, considering Final Fantasy VII is the G7, but I have a large amount of respect for the title, because I'm a huge JRPG fan. I love playing these games. They're some of the most incredible experiences I've had with anything, video game or otherwise, and I have to give my thanks to Final Fantasy VII for allowing me to experience some of these games. Like the SSD series, I'm aware that it's pretty big in Japan, blah blah blah, but if people weren't as aware of JRPGs, like if Final Fantasy VII had come out, we wouldn't be as aware of JRPGs as we are. The guide says to go against you, but I want to save my limit breaks for the boss. I have to thank Final Fantasy VII. I really do. I have a lot of respect for this title. Whether or not I like it is really whatever. But just because the game brought RPGs into the limelight doesn't mean I have to just suck Cloud and the rest of the gang's dicks for it, alright? I don't have to hop on their dicks because they gave me one of my favorite games. Restore materia! He just threw it in magic to be able to put it back here for shit. Alright, so materia. Your magic in this game. Certain equipment that you buy from shops has materia slots, and you throw materia in there, and that'll give whatever character is wearing the equipment and materia the ability to use the magic in. You can level up the materia much like you would a persona in order for it to learn new spells. So, I like the materia system. I think it's really cool, and there is a decent amount of depth and customization if you think about how much HP or MP you will or won't have when using materia, because some materia will raise your maximum HP while lowering your MP, or the other way around. So it's an interesting risk-reward system that allows you to build certain characters. God, I'm being so technical right now. But it's just I don't know, when I start talking about JRPGs, I kind of lose myself. God, I will say this. The sound quality may not be very good, but Final Fantasy VII has a rather amazing musical score. I wish the sound quality was a bit better, because the thing with this game is the soundtrack was composed using the sound chip inside, the in-house sound chip in the PS1. wasn't actually composing instruments for like, I guess like an orchestral type soundtrack, which would have been the better option, which is what they did with Final Fantasies 8 and 9. But, you know, it's really not that big a deal, to be honest. The soundtrack is pretty great, it's solid, and I love it. I love a lot of it, so it's like whatever. I wish there was more. I wish I could find more to talk about during these boss battles. As much as I want to be like super technical about JRPGs the entire time, I don't want to. I guess in the sense that I want to spice up the commentary a little bit, but I haven't played Final Fantasy VII in forever, so I can't really say. Attack while its tail's up. So. The funny thing about that sentence is that's not actually a translation issue. That's like, let's say, like, attack while its tail's up, and it will. It's just like, attack while its tail's up, and it's going to counterattack. It's that type of sentence, but they left out the and. I guess it's just how, I guess that's just like the vernacular of certain people. But basically, I remember dying at this boss when I first played this game. Because I would just ram it with attacks, but I thought, okay, this is going to be simple. It was the first boss, no. I rammed this motherfucker with attacks, thinking that'd be okay. I wasn't. I don't feel ashamed of my life and stuff. I love when I grew up, who I grew up with, and what I grew up doing. It's just, looking at like the PlayStation 1 era, a lot of amazing things happened during that time, and I am incredibly jealous, but you know what? That's okay. Status vulnerabilities? What? So the first boss in this game, actually has, it's vulnerable to freaking, slow and stop. Because like you can use spells in this game to inflict status effects on enemies. So here we are at, I think this is one of the most iconic openings in an RPG was this raid. Because this RPG is one of the few that like, oh shit, what? Alright. This is an RPG that hits the ground pretty quickly. If you hit the ground, I would say jogging. And it keeps the introduction from being too terribly slow, but it's also not like super fast paced in terms of how quickly you actually get to do like battling stuff and get more in-depth with protections. I do know that I'm trying to think of an RPG if it does it pass it. I would definitely say Shin Megami Tensei 4 in terms of strategy. If you're playing that game on the default Francis difficulty, I think it is, then you're going to need to be you're going to need to know like weaknesses, and you're going to need to memorize what the buff spells do. Because more so than anything, in the SMT and Persona series, sometimes, as long as you're only a few short levels away from an enemy, you can beat them using, like, buffs and debuffs. Like, I've been completely under-leveled for, I was completely leveled for, I think, the Shadow Mitsuo boss battle in Persona 4. But I beat that boss thanks to buffs and debuffs. And the same thing happened with, Naoto's Shadow, which isn't a spoiler, because they show off all the party members in the opening cuts, in like the opening animation. Because like in Persona 4, when you meet a new party member, like you fight their shadow and they join the party. So that's just how that works and shit. And Naoto's shadow was like this easy. I remember fighting it in my English class, and at the end of the day, my English teacher was like, "Oh, what's so funny about that, Ben?" And I'm just like, this, because like Naoto's shadow, I buffed my party's magic and physical attack, and I think I did like almost 600 damage with medium fire spell. I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't remember, but I did a lot of it. So actually, considering, oh no, I will not. I'd rather not die in the introduction to this game. I mean, this game's, I wouldn't say this game's hard. I wouldn't say any Final Fantasy is hard. Well, that's a damn lie, actually. NES Final Fantasy 3 and the DS remake of Final Fantasy 3? Fucking brutal, dude. And even Final Fantasy 5 has its moments of, oh my god, this game. Which, I want to say this now, I can deal with an easy game. I'm not saying a game has to be challenging to keep my interest. I just find myself gravitating towards games that are harder for some reason. And I'm not going to think any less of a game for being easy. But if a game is too easy, there's a difference between easy and too easy. Easy is the game I'm not going to have to put in I'm not going to have to sink my entire being into mastering this game in order to beat it. But there will be moments where my skill is kept in check just to make sure that I'm still, like, alive. Oh shit. Oh, I forgot. The dude's stuck. The dude is stuck. I'm so stupid. But, like, if I can literally just breathe, and the game will be beaten if it's that easy of a game, then I'm not going to be interested in playing. Because of, like, how little, like, actual real-life stuff you get from playing video games, I like to have a more satisfying experience that, like, I don't know. That's just me, I suppose. Like, I prefer harder games. I don't think easy games are a bad thing. I enjoy being able to sit back and be like, yeah, I worked for that. But when it comes to an unfairly hard game, we have a problem. That's a fucking problem. Because I think a hard game, like Alex of Super Beer Bros said this, a hard game is a good game. And he didn't mean that only hard games are good. I think he means that if a game is fair in its difficulty, you're in for a treat. You're in for an amazing experience. And I think that is a very true statement to make. Super Meat Boy, just playing through it, is one of the best games I've ever played. It's a very fair and easygoing ride, I should say. Oh, we got another viewer. Hello and welcome to the stream. We're playing Final Fantasy VII. I know the title is Unpopular Opinion, and in case you're wondering, yes, my unpopular opinion is I don't think Final Fantasy VII is the best game. Okay, Jesse, would you like? Come on. I remember this game really fucked with me in terms of its controls and the PS1 when I first played it. It was like the OK button was circle. I was like, what the hell? And when I played this on the PS4 when I bought it, it was like, okay, I hit the circle button to select new game, and it just like nothing happened. What the hell? And when I accidentally chose load game, and I was brought to like an empty save game menu, I hit X back out of it, and I just selected a save file. I was like, what is going on? But here's to hoping that maybe by the end of this, I can see why older me, like when I was a kid, loved this game, and why so many people still do. Because I would love to go to someone and be like, you know what? Final Fantasy VII, there's this really cool game called Final Fantasy VII. I know you've heard it, if you ever played it, you're like, the game's actually pretty good. Because I'll shit off the game if I don't like it. But I don't like being a super negative Nancy over this type of thing. I want to not be that. So I'm going to try as hard as I can to enjoy this game. But I'm not just going to be like sugarcoating it like, oh my god, look at this game, it's so good. the graphics are just as I remember them. Sure, they're aged, but they're still pretty. I'm not gonna do that. That's not how it's done. I will be firm, and I will keep it real with you guys. I'm not gonna pretend like this game is the greatest thing ever because I'm lying to you. Normally it doesn't take me this long to do this bit. Like, I've never seen the clock run down this low. The only reason why it's running down that low is I forgot to grab Jesse, was it? Like, out of that grave? The camera during battles is actually also, I didn't realize how good it actually is. The cinematography is very well done, and it makes the battles feel very cinematic, and I appreciate this. I enjoy it. There's a message in chat, and no, volume go away. Volume go, nope. Merrick, under 7. Final Fantasy X is pretty good, and I haven't played Tactics yet. I haven't been able to play it. I'm thinking of picking up War of the Lions on PSP because I hear that's a really good remake of the game. But my favorite Final Fantasy, in terms of the JRPGs, is probably either Final Fantasy X-2 or Final Fantasy 8. And in terms of the action RPGs, my favorite Final Fantasy is probably Tycho. But man, oh god, that noise! But I haven't actually played through Final Fantasy VII in a long time, so this will be an interesting journey for the both of us, I suppose. But I hope that even if our opinions differ on this series or this game specifically in general, I hope you can still enjoy the stream. But I think so let's talk about side quests. Let's talk about optional things. I've never really gone that far into doing the optional stuff in Final Fantasy VII for whatever reason. So I think the most I did was I defeated all the weapons, which that was annoying. So that means I got the Knights of the Round materia and stuff like that. And I got a lot of the stuff done in this game as a kid because my friend Joseph was like, "Oh my god, you'll be missing out on a lot of shit if you don't do this optional obscure side quest thing where you have to talk to Barrett 65 times or something." I can't tell whether that arrow actually for some reason reminds me a lot of Legend of Dragoon, which is another JRPG on the PS1. If I remember correctly, Legend of Dragoon came out a couple of weeks before the PS2 was released, so poor Legend of Dragoon. An amazing battle system. Nothing happened. Don't see many flowers around here. Are these, do you like them? They're only one go. I'm gonna buy one. Seems like this girl is going to be a character that joins our party or whatever. It's not like I've ever played this game before. Right? Oh god, look at Cloud's face. Dead. If I remember correctly, we can get an item in this game. It only has a minor effect on the text in the game, so you'll not lose anything by not buying the flower. Grab the potion in the southeast. Alright, so there is an item here. Tis an basic ass potion. Because what are we gonna need that for? Now here, we can get forced into battles. So we're gonna fight them because it's basically free experience. That's basically what the game is handling me right now. So I would take it. It'll help mitigate grinding. Of course, if you're playing the PS4 version, you could do something that really pisses me off if they added. But I really hate about the mobile release of this game and this version is you can turn off random encounters. You can turn off random encounters and you can max out your stats. Now, I can understand understand if you were doing like a speed run, like a Final Fantasy VII like speed run type deal, which I'd be more than willing to do at some point if I enjoy this game enough after this playthrough. I think that'd be kind of fun. That wouldn't be till in the far future. That's if I finish this game in time. Yeah, the magic system in Final Fantasy VIII is, like the drawing is really tedious, but I think, for me, like, if you put in the work, I think you can get a lot out of Fantasy VIII and its magic system. When my brother came home, he was like, oh, one of our friends from middle school, he had this Final Fantasy game that he didn't play anymore, and he was like, does Ben play these games? I was like, sure. So my brother gave me Final Fantasy VIII from one of our friends in middle school, and I played the ever-living shit out of that game, because I didn't have a PS1, actually, at the time, so I had a PS1 emulator on a Windows XP computer that no longer works, and, I think it was the PSX emulator, and that emulator, if you insert a PlayStation 1 disc, you can boot the disc through the emulator, and it's really cool. So that's how I played like Final Fantasy 7 and 8 for a while, because I didn't have any other players. And I thought that was really awesome. I loved it. And it's probably my favorite PS1 emulator, because it's so easy to use, but it's also not the best. Like, I like the emulator, but it's certainly, it's not the only option, so you should probably use a different. I don't know, EPSXE is, from what I hear, that's a pretty solid emulator. I don't emulate PS1 much though, so. Tell you what, I really, the GF system, I loved GFs, in Final Fantasy VIII. I liked that they had, like, all these skills you could teach that they'd learned that you could transfer to the character that they were equipped to. And again, Final Fantasy VIII, oddly enough, like, gameplay and combat-wise, has a lot in common with the Shin Megami Tensei and Persona series, especially with GFs and stuff. I thought that was, like, thinking back on that, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so there's not really anything item-wise coming up, so we can just ignore the guys for now. Do I look like a mind reader? Like, what about us? What about our money? And we're all like, fuck you guys. Oh look! Hello! Cloud's here! Cheers, love! The cavalry's here! From Walter, you're making a big scene. It's no big scene, just what I do. Barrett's a fucking son of a bitch. I think my biggest problem with Cloud as a character is, like, for the longest time, he's all like, oh, you guys suck, I'm the only one that matters, I'm only doing it for the money. And it takes a long time for Cloud to change as a person. And it's just like, ugh. I don't even really like him that much. I don't think Cloud's a bad character, and I know why he's really mopey and stuff, but it's just kind of annoying. Cloud in the first few hours of this game doesn't have a whole lot of depth. And even then, he still doesn't have a whole lot of depth. Because most of the, I think, the most interesting stories Final Fantasy VII told were in, like, Crisis Core. Because, I mean, Crisis Core is a great game on the PSP. Honestly, it's one of the best. The game looks amazing for that handheld, too. Like, oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. But, I don't think, like, again, I don't think Final Fantasy VII has a bad story. It's just, in my opinion, it's a fairly underwhelming tale. This is my house, to make this This is my house, so make yourself at home. You see the headlines in Shinra Times? The terrorists that bombed the #1 reactor are based somewhere in the slums. Going for reactor. They sure put some thought into this one. They must have a real calculating leader. I wonder what they'll do next. Well, you know, maybe if the entire city, like, down here in the sectors, wasn't underneath a plate, and Shinra wasn't, like, killing the planet. And shit, step back and make a game. Sit down and shut up. I am doing typical RPG things, please. Like, let me look at my beautiful face. Look at that face. This train hasn't switched security mode yet. I'm sure the change will come later. Someday Avalanche is going to be famous. Let me see. Cloud, you want to look at this thing? The map of the Nika rail system. Bombs around it. But, I will say, I do like some of the characters in this game. Like, I really enjoy, Tifa. I like her attitude, and I guess a lot of my enjoyment of her comes from using her in the city, Final Fantasy. That game is amazing. It's one of the best fighting games I've ever played. Ow! My hair. I get the hype behind Final Fantasy VII. Like, I understand why people love this game, like a fuck ton, but I just don't see it, I guess. Like, I don't see, like, the whole, this game is the greatest game ever made, and if you don't like it, then you're a fucking pleb, and you need to go die in a hole. I don't think that at all. I think it's okay. But hopefully by the end of this playthrough, I'll be able to be more, like, intellectual. I'll probably... Oh, shit. My controller. What I'll probably do at the end of this playthrough is I will create, like, a beefer of a video, like, talking about the game. And, like, my full opinion on it now that I've played it in 2016. Lights go up and what kind of creatures come out? Almost back now. What a relief. Ooh, spooky and red. Look, you can see the surface now. The city don't have no day or night. That plate right there, we can see the sky. Yeah. That's right, in Final Fantasy VII, Midgard, there's a higher and there's a lower sector, and in the upper sector, there's like the normal city, and in the lower sector, like we have the slums and stuff. So the people in the slums, like in each of the sectors, they can't see the sky. And it's kind of a depressing world that you live in this game. And I suppose the aspect of fighting back against Shinra to like improve the lives of everyone is actually, it's a pretty compelling thing. Hold on a second. It's a decently compelling plot element, but that's not enough to save it. I'm hoping that there is more, because recently the farthest I've gotten to this game is like Red 13's village. And the reason why I haven't been able to get any farther, Disc 1 is like screwed up. I know Disc 2 and 3 work perfectly because I have memory cards that have like Disc 2 and 3 saves. But Disc 1 just doesn't work. It works, but like only to a certain point. It's the same reason why I haven't beaten Final Fantasy VIII in forever. And it's because the motherfucking Disc 1, there's a scene where like Squall gets impaled by an ice spike, and then the disc freezes. And I get salty because I was like, oh. It's like new. Get over here, Ozia. What if I want to go over there, to the right? Don't y'all be scared of that explosion. Because next one's gonna be bigger than that. Meet back at the hideout. Move out. Let's go, guys. We are number one. I think we can go for a little bit longer. can probably go for an hour today for this first episode. Let's see. Because mostly right now we're just doing like no, why the fuck would you do that? Oh. Oh. Oh my god. This is my OCD is killing me right now, so I'm just gonna like I'm sorry. Just give me like 5 seconds to fix this. Oh god, I'm not gonna know. Well, I will know which save file to load because they're all the same. They're all at the same fucking save point. All right. So if I remember correctly, is there any items I can get in this area? I'm guessing not. Yep. No. Ooh, so in Sector 7, we can get us a new materia, a bunch of gil, and an ether. Alright. That ought to be good. I hope there is another save point, like save point at the 1 hour mark, because that's probably how long this first episode is going to be, is an hour. Ow! Here. Now, about random battles and how all that's going to play out, I don't think, like, when it comes to specifically grinding, I might stream grinding sessions, but they won't be like I won't like bust out in the middle of an episode to grind unless I'm stuck on like a boss to progress. But like if I'm just gonna grind to get like a materia spell, I'm probably not going to stop an episode and be like, yo, we need to grind. I'm not gonna do that. That's just dumb. I should know first everyone else did. Why not? You notice some choices down there. Your choices at home to be nice to affect you will affect the same later in the imagery. Just keep in mind. So I have to. Do I have to enter the bar first? I mean, right. Feel free to walk. Just talk to everyone more and you're ready to continue. Try to exit there. Oh, okay. So, I think what I'll probably do is I'll play up to the next chance I get to save, and then we'll call it there. Yes, everything did go well. Yeah. Of course I fought with Barrett. We're on a team, why wouldn't I fight with him? Now, when she says you've always been in fights since you were little, does she mean like Cloud's always been getting into fights, or you and Barrett? Ziggy, 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 I got it. Ziggy, I got it, okay? You don't gotta worry about it. Afraid to take the cone off of my cat. Cause like my cat's got like a bunch of like she's allergic to something, so she's got a bunch of like scabs and like itchy stuff on her back, and we're trying to like wait for a wound on the back of her leg to heal before we take her to the vet. And if we take off her cone, she will chew her back right off because she gets so itchy. Gift of Deacon. Told the story. Now you can't exactly do that. Did you have control of Cloud again? Feel free to come. Alright, fuck this shit, I'm out. Oh, Barrett, don't run me over, bitch. I get it, you're hyped for the next mission and you want to see your daughter, but you don't gotta murder me to death. Look at that pinball machine. It looks so like super low res. happens if I try to leave now? You can just straight up leave. Alright. I suppose we actually should continue the plot. Against my better judgment and or wishes. Someone's on the computer. There's a really weird looking guy on the television. Hell no. Yeah. I am 100% certain. Oh. So speaking of Soldier and stuff, I brought up Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core earlier. It reminded me of like a complaint like a big complaint I have with the game is when it comes to difficulty and leveling, I don't think the game is too hard unless like, you know, you start doing like side missions early. But the thing about Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core is in order to level up in that game you have to nail like 3 sevens on like this RNG machine thing. I don't remember what it was called because it's been a while since I played. But it's incredibly dumb. And the game takes leveling out of your hands. And it annoys the fuck out of me. Because it made some boss fight really hard because I wasn't leveled. So it's like, okay, well, just go grind then. Nope. No grinding for you. Sorry, Tifa. Someone has to do something. Cloud Baird and his buddies something about it. Yeah, nothing to do with me. Cloud, the planet you're living on has everything to do with you. It was 7 years ago. 4 score, 65 years in the past. I won the Civil War with my man. I'm here to whoop your ass. You remember? I don't remember shit from 7 years ago, right? 7 years ago. Actually, 7 years ago. I was playing Resident Evil 4. A lot. Like, I just found out about the magical world of GameCube emulation. And I was playing a lot of Resident Evil 4. Like a ton of it. I also remember in middle school, I used to get, like, bad grades. Like, awful grades. So my mom would take away my video games, and I used to be the sneakiest little kid. But my mom used to have no idea. My mom had no idea how much video games I actually fucking played. Because, like, I had a computer in my room, but I was like, there's no games on it anymore. So, like, she let me keep it in there, and I was like, I just want to, like, be able to write stuff when I feel like it, when I don't have paper. So what I did is I have, somewhere in my house, I have an MP3 player that works, and, I just file transfer, like, ROMs onto that. So, like, my emulators and stuff are all on that thing. Like, well, no, my ROMs are, and my emulators on the computer, and it was funny. Like, when she would take my video games away, I think the series I played the most was Castlevania. I didn't actually play a lot of, JRPGs, in middle school. I've played more of them now. I mean, I did play a fair amount of JRPGs. Not a lot, but, like, really, I would do so many things. But, one time, so I had my friend's DSI, and I went to Monroe for middle school, and I live nearby, so, like, I would walk to school. And one morning, and me and my friend realized, oh shit, I don't have my DS. So me and him, we bolted back to the house, and he waited outside for me while I quietly dashed inside, and I quietly dashed inside and grabbed grabbed the DS, which was hidden under my mattress, by the way. So that was fun. Almost got in trouble for it because someone woke up right as I walked out the door. And, like, I was asked about when I got home, and I was like, oh, I forgot a book I was gonna read. So it's like, oops. Dude, that was so close because my mom, she would search through my fucking room for shit. But I remember constantly getting into arguments when I'd get caught, and ugh. It also wasn't fun. Like on the weekends, I'd be like, what am I supposed to do? Because I've never been an active kid. I've never been like someone who's like, oh my god, sports ball, yeah! I've always preferred playing video games. And I've gotten a lot of shit for that in life, for damn sure. But I am physically, I think if I were to do a sport, it would most likely, like, I would run track. If I was any good at jumping hurdles. This is my pay, don't make me laugh. What? Then you got the next mission lined up, I'll do it for 3,000. What? It's okay. Just really hurry for help, right? Mama's Marlene schooling. 2,000. Marlene schooling. Like there's any worthwhile colleges in Midgar. Aw, Ziggy, you sound so cute. I swear to God, I could have sworn there was a save point downstairs. Weird. There's a comment. What did you comment? No, why? No, what are these? I have to delete that short 7-minute video. Am I still streaming though? Is it still live? Let me make sure it should still be live. Yes. Okay. Alright. Our target's the second area. Get to the station first, I'll throw you in, and you train. Yo, Cloud, for the next mission, I got something I want to ask you. I don't really know how to use it. Just 2 seconds. So, basically, I just avoided a really super annoying tutorial by just telling him you wouldn't understand, because I know how the materia system works. I know how to do it, and I can explain it to you simply. So here are your materia slots. You have the Buster Sword currently has 2 slots, which is Cloud's weapon, and Barrett has his Gatling gun, which has 1 slot. Buster Sword is 2, Leather Gloves have 1. So you can insert materia into these slots, and this materia will give you certain magic spells. So if we go to magic, since Cloud has the ice and bolt materia, he has access to Blizzard and Thunder. I was about to say Bufu and Zeo, but this isn't the shit one I'm saying. Barrett doesn't have any. So I gave Kiva the curative, the restore material, which teaches you cure, like the levels of cure magic. Like, you know, you can get like life and like cure and stuff, like still heal and like revive party members. I'd say it's decent helpful. But considering the game isn't too like super difficult, it's not that bad. They're asking you material of what? Or something. Skip treatment. So which point of interest is the Wallace College from the shop? But the room behind the Iron Bangles. The only time you can get them, so make sure to buy some missions on it. Grenades, blah blah blah. Be sure to buy at least 1 iron bangle, whatever. Make sure to talk to the guy just right at the entrance to give you all material. Alright. There you go. What's in the treasure chest? Awesome. ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this first episode of the Final Fantasy VII stream. I do hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'm not going to lie, I have enjoyed it a little bit. I've enjoyed reminiscing and talking about the series. But anyways, join me when it comes to Final Fantasy VII. I do hope you join me next time, where we'll journey through the world of Midgar. Currently, if we were to count our progress by discs, we are still early on in disc 1. So, I don't expect to get to disc 2 or 3 areas for a while. But hopefully, since it is winter break, I'll be able to stream a lot, and I might even be able to get this game done. Who knows? Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode, which may or may not be later today, because I'm also considering live streaming Diablo 3. Anyways, we'll see how that goes. But anyways is my catchphrase, by the way. But I will see you guys in the next stream, whatever that may be, or video, whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. And if you enjoyed the stream, please like it and click that subscribe button. Also, make sure to click the little bell so you know when I'm streaming or recording or like whatnot. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.